Cultivate, meaning to nurture and help grow. Last year, my project partner Zoe Esme and I heard the story of a teacher living in the Bronx who built vertical gardens with his students to teach them the importance of healthy living and how to overcome obstacles in creative ways, while nurturing and helping them grow as students. We were inspired by him to start a vertical gardening project and name it Cultivate. We wrote a grant to Mayo Health Clinic for over $7,000 to fund our vertical gardening project. After we received the full grant, we started building right away. We ordered and constructed 3 hydroponic tower gardens and built an indoor garden wall made out of felt pockets, complete with a self-constructed automatic watering system and grow lights. When this project first started, I had no idea how much of an undertaking it would be. But I am so proud of how much I have grown as a student through doing this project. We learned how to overcome obstacles, test new ideas, problem solve creatively, manage money, work as a team, and much more. The word cultivate means so much more to me than just nurturing and growing plants. Through doing this project, I was able to grow as a person, to nurture friendships, and inspire others to do the same.
I've always liked making short videos. I decided that since I had access to all kinds of advanced editing software at school, that I would make a short movie. When I first began, I was overly ambitious on the length of it, but realizing how long it would be, and with the guidance of my teachers, Mr. Tweed and Miss Cyber, I decided to make a shorter video. It's really good I did, because there wouldn't have been enough time to make a longer one. I didn't particularly enjoy the plot, but it was mainly about the process of making a movie. I wanted to learn more about special effects, and I needed to have enough time to go through the steps of making a condensed movie. The main things I learned through this project are that making a movie is more difficult than anyone would expect. Special effects are a project by itself, and that the more you like your plot, the more you'll like your end product. Notice I've been saying making a movie, not getting it aired or making money off of it. But, speaking of making money off of it, you can purchase your own copy of it for $2.99 by contacting me.
Lake Eau Claire is a 900-acre man-made lake located 8 miles north of Augusta, Wisconsin, off Highway 27.
Alex and I have been tagging and tracking walleye on this lake since April of 2014. There are currently 8 walleye with transmitters on Lake Eau Claire.
4 of these fish were caught and tagged on the Eau Claire River in the spring of 2015. The other 4 were caught on the lake.
Once the fish were caught, we attached the transmitter to each fish and released it back where it was caught. After releasing the fish, we would then turn on the receiver and mark the location to ensure that the transmitters were working.
These fish are tracked using radio telemetry. With the antenna and receiver, we try to find the fish general location by listening to the receiver.
Once we find the general location, we drive the boat in the direction while turning the gain down on the receiver. Once the gain is all the way down and we can still hear the signal from the receiver, we mark the location of the walleye using the ArcGIS app on our smartphones.
So far, we have found that once the aerators on Lake Eau Claire are turned on, the majority of the walleye will travel to the west side of the lake and stay there until the aerators are turned off.
These aerators were installed in the early summer of 2015, so it will be very interesting to see if these walleye continue to follow the same patterns as the years and the project go on.
Hello, my name is Andy, and as my time at Wildlands drew to a close, I wanted to expand my skill set and try something totally new. Something like a writing or design project. As it turned out, Maddie, another senior, was thinking along the same lines, and thus was born the graphic novel project.
Hi, I'm Maddie. We started bouncing ideas off each other, doing some background research, and planning out the plot for a story.
We decided that I would be the lead writer, while Maddie would do most of the art-related things, including sketching, storyboarding, and final inking.
Of course, that was too much work for a single person to handle, so we decided to expand the project to include other students.
These students brought an incredible amount of talent, filling roles in writing, drawing, storyboarding, and even electronic coloring.
One of the biggest challenges we faced was the huge difference between the personal drawing or writing styles of each member of the group. While each style was well developed and beautiful, we needed a single unified style throughout the whole story.
However, as time went on, these differences in style, both writing and drawing, slowly became less and less noticeable.
The teams began to work seamlessly together, the writing being approved by both Andy and I, and then being storyboarded, sketched, inked, and colored.
By the end, we had the majority of the story written out, part of it in the storyboarding process, 3 pages finished and inked, as well as 2 fully colored pages.
Even though we didn't make as much progress as we had originally hoped, we paved the way for students to come after us to do different art-involved projects such as this one. Hi,
In August of 2015, I became a member of the Augusta Volunteer Fire Department. This is my first step of pursuing my dream, which is to become a career firefighter. I wanted to create a project where I document my experience on the fire department. I documented several trainings, like vehicle extrication and controlled burns, along with my time spent working and writing a journal entry on each call I went on. This experience was a launching pad for something I had wanted to complete since I was a freshman. Prairie management through controlled burns are very important to our ecosystem, and I was able to plan and fully execute one. I was in charge of getting permits and gathering and leading a team. This is by far my greatest accomplishment in my Wildlands career.
Hi, I'm Felicia.
And I'm Summer.
For our last year at Wildlands, we wanted to create something impactful that would leave something meaningful behind at school, so we decided to create a winter camping trip. Not only because we both love camping and have experience with it, but also because we could involve younger students and leave something behind for future students.
After a lot of research and preparation, we decided to take 2 sophomore girls on 2 trips. The first one was a one-night trip here on Beaver Creek Reserve, so we could test out some different ways of sleeping and stuff like that. The second trip was a 2-night trip over on the Hankey property, and that was like our official last trip.
And on the Hankey property, one of the challenges was that we had to make a map of the property, and we had some complications with the GPSs, with things not working, and I think that's when we first realized that not everything was going to go according to plan. As the project progressed, we realized we would have even more trial and error with our gear, because winter camping gear is so much different from warm weather camping gear. So after some problems with shelter selection, almost blowing up a stove, we realized that we were just going to have to turn our failures into fuel to do better next time.
So since Wildlands has never done winter camping before, this entire project is a resource for other students as in the future. So things we worked on were sleeping systems, sleeping in the snow, hiking with snow all around us. We worked on some ways to transport our gear, stuff like that, so we could leave that behind for other students.
And not only leaving that behind, we also wanted to leave behind sort of like a passion to inspire future students to use camping to open doors to things like awesome projects, career paths, and stuff like that because of what we were able to accomplish. And we also wanted to make sure that the students we took with us camping felt prepared and inspired to maybe lead their own trip someday.
So this trip was super beneficial for me because this spring I will be taking a trip to the Appalachian Trail. So I got to try out a lot of new camping techniques, and I also got to lead students, which was really beneficial.
And I loved being able to use the leadership skills Wildlands has taught me, and also to see what Summer and I could accomplish watching this project start from nothing and turning out so big and awesome. So thanks for watching.
Hi, my name is Daniel, and I built a quadcopter from scratch. I started purchasing and assembling it last year in October and got it flying on May 3rd. Before I got it flying, I had to troubleshoot a lot of problems and eventually found out that some motors and wires were not in the right places. During this project, I learned that patience, perseverance, and determination are all necessary for a project. I will be leaving the quadcopter at the school for other students to learn from or use for projects in the future. My advice to current and future students is to never give up. Thomas Edison didn't create the light bulb in one try.
There you go.
What better way to remember your year at Wildlands than to record it in a yearbook? Hey there, my name is Elizabeth, and I am the yearbook editor-in-chief. My goal? To create a yearbook that represented everyone in our school. My team was fearless, so even though we had to learn a new program called Peekaboo Yearbooks, we pulled through, barely losing any time at all. Talking about my team, I had 1 junior and 2 freshmen under my wing. I could throw the responsibility of creating a page on them short notice, and they always pulled through, making me proud. Having a team allowed me to be stretched and grown in my leadership skills. I'm not normally a leader, and this project allowed me to step up and work through my inexperience. I am honored to have been able to create such an important book that represents everyone that has attended Wildlands this year. Not only because I enjoyed it, but it also allowed me to grow in different areas of my personality, creativity, and leadership. I am so excited to be able to have a yearbook that I can keep for the rest of my life and hope you get a chance to see it as well.